Hey, what's up, guys? Lou here, and I'm going to bring you another movie review. And it's awesome because this was one I grew up with. Saw it many, many times on TV. I'm trying to think first if I saw it on TV first and rented it, because I know I rented it, that's for sure. I remember the box art. Creature coming up from the sewers. When sci-fi used to play good movies, now they kind of do their own thing, make TV shows. And some ain't that bad, but I miss the old days. Anyway, the movie I'm talking about today is 1984's C.H.U.D. Cannibalistic Humanoid Underground Dwellers. Yeah. Alright, so this tells the story of this nuclear chemical company stores a bunch of toxic waste in abandoned parts of the sewers that just so happen to be inhabited by homeless people. The story takes place in New York, I believe, and the homeless that get exposed to this stuff mutate into these vicious-looking albino monsters, pretty much, that would suck if you ran into them. And the way the movie is shot, it's directed by Doug Cheek, who, from his credits, looks like he's mainly an editor. Hasn't done many directing jobs, but edits history documentaries, it looks like, and he's okay in my book. But anyway, he must have been inspired by monster movies because, come on, at the end of the day, sure, you got your slashers, but we know who they are. They're people. These things used to be people. Now they're humanoids that eat flesh, and kind of like a zombie. If you get bitten, I guess you become infected or contaminated, and you mutate too. But it's I don't want to say a slow burn, but a slow reveal of the creatures. They do a lot of I want to say hit and run tactics, and there's a cool connection because two of the main cast here have played in two movies that are sequels that we all know, Home Alone. So John Hurd and Daniel Stern, who John Hurd played the dad, Peter McAllister, and Daniel Stern played Marv in Home Alone 1 and 2. John Hurd played Greg Cooper, and Daniel Stern's character is AJ. He's like a manager of a soup kitchen homeless shelter, and Greg Cooper, he is like a cop detective, and they're and both of these guys are wondering what the heck is going on. Something bigger at play, because they're both involved in this. People that they care about, lives are being cut short by something vicious in the sewers. So they both try to get to the bottom of it. I think it's really cool. The makeup is the effects is done by this guy named Ed French, and the name sounds familiar. He's done a lot of movies, like a laundry list I don't want to mention, but he's right up there with Tom Savini, then Greg Nicotero, Robert Kirkman, all those guys from K&B. Very, very talented artist. He did Terminator 2, bunch of other movies. Like I said, very long list. Anyway, he brings to life these chuds, pretty much, which, as the name says, they're cannibals. They eat flesh. They attack people. And they used to be human, but they mutate. There was one scene in this that always sticks with me. It's this girl. I believe she's the hero character's girlfriend, and she's stuck in her apartment. One of the chud attacks, pretty much, and it's like a build-up, but she's pinned in her apartment. She's trying to force objects in front of her to keep this, thing from attacking her. And the only way you can get to her is by it elongates its neck, it stretches its head out, and this is all done in camera. These are the days, the 80s horror movies are all done mostly practical in-camera effects, and I love it. And while this movie doesn't get any awards for being original, it's fun. I think it's great. It's not played for laughs at all. It's taken very serious. There's I guess, a environmental message here. Not really, but if you dump chemicals and toxic waste, and I mean, a lot of things are going to go wrong. In this sense, it's being portrayed by um, mutations. Uh, People that were casted out of society, homeless people, been exposed to this, and they're kind of getting the last laugh. The movie's great. Everyone works. The direction, the atmosphere, the music. It just the special effects, which really stand out. I think, like you said, I mean, this isn't you're not going to jump head over heels for this, but it's a great movie. It's a fun '80s monster movie, and it did spawn a sequel. Had very little to do with this one, and it felt more like a zombie film. But I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to take away from this classic horror film. And by classic, I mean '80s classic, not '50s classic, '80s, because it's a monster movie. It's essentially people in rubber suits, terrorizing other actors. But there's the charm, right? Why else would you sit through a movie like this? For research, I have watched it on commentary, and it's fun hearing the actors, recollect of what they've done, and how they kind of went through with the movie. But yeah, Chud kind of stood out to me. I'm surprised they didn't try to remake it yet in some way or do a sequel. I heard there was one coming up. In fact, even I think Rob Zombie was supposed to do it, but it was like a he say she say kind of bullshit. But yeah, if I had the money, I would definitely do a sequel, not a remake, a sequel. But that's Chud for you. If you feel like you could sit down for like 90 minutes watching a movie about homeless people that turned into hideous mutations that cannibalize other people, then this is your movie because it's fun and it's a great escape from reality. And in another sense, a warning that maybe Mother Earth does bite back. You poison it, it's gonna poison you right back, right? But yeah. Nonetheless, if you get a chance, check out Chud. I definitely recommend it. If you like horror movies, that don't have any morals or a human villain that you can relate to or see with your own eyes. And if you just like monster movies in general, this is your movie. They're creatures in the sewer, and like I said, when I mean atmosphere works, the grittiness of the city plus the underground, it just works, and I really appreciate it. I'm so glad this movie was made. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. There is Chud. It's my review for that one. Definitely check it out if you get a chance. I promise. It's fun. If anything, it's fun. All right, guys. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for listening to me rant about this film here, and I will see you guys very, very soon.